Hello, hi, you're welcome. And it's Henry the computer guy. So today I wanted to take you through the procedure of how you can use the goal seek. And many of you know this one as the what if analysis. So what you have to know is that Excel provides many powerful tools to perform complex mathematical calculations, including the what if analysis. So this feature will help you to experiment and answer questions with your data, even if it is incomplete. So in this video, you will learn how to use the goal seek, the one you mostly know as the what if analysis. So below here, I've already created a file that we are going to be using in our session. And this file actually has three sheets. We have the geometry class, we have the party budget, we have the history class. And whenever you create a formula or function in Excel, you put various parts together to calculate the result. For example, recently we did a tutorial on how let's say we can use the sum. Let's say we wanted to get the total value of any, let's say, values. We could get the sum and add the results, and add the options we have, then we get the results. But GoalSeek works in an opposite way. It lets you to start with the desired result and it calculates the input value that will give you that result. So we will use some of the examples below and we see how the GoalSeek works. And they're trying to tell us that, let's say you're enrolled in a class, you currently have a grade of 65 and you need at least 70. Mark this one. You need at least 70 to pass the class. So luckily enough, you have one final assignment that might be able to raise your average. So you can use the GoalSeek to find out what grade you need on the final assignment to pass. So we don't know what exactly we need here, but we know the final grade that is supposed to be there. But we don't know what exactly we need for us to be able to pass. Are we together? And in our assignments here, we are having the assignment, we are having the grade. And they're telling us that we are having the first one as 58, 70, 72, and lastly, we have the 62. But we are lacking marks in the, let's say, test 3. And it will be the one that will make us to pass. Are we together? So in this example, we don't know what the 33 grade will be. So we can write a formula or function that calculates the final The final grade. For example, here, that means that we are going to calculate the average. Then we shall use the GoalSeek to find the value that is missing here. Let's first of all write the answer there. So equals average of the 5. Remember, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but here it is empty, so we shall also include it. Then we use the GoalSeek to find which value is supposed to be here. Then we press enter. So that means that the final grade is supposed to be 65, but we don't know what exactly we need for us to make up that grade, or the one that can make us to pass. So now that means that whenever you use the GoalSeek, you will need to select a cell that already contains a formula or function. And now we have this one that we have calculated. So it is the one that we are going to select. Then we shall come to the tabs. Then we come and look for the data tab. Then you look for what we call the what if analysis. So when we come to the what if analysis, we shall select what we call the GoalSeek. So the GoalSeek is going to provide us with 3 options, and the one we have selected already has been set here. That means that we have 3 options, the one which is set the cell to value and by changing the cells. Let's first explain them and understand what they mean. The first one is set cell. So this is the cell that will contain the desired result. And of course, it is the average, the average that we have calculated. Are we together? Then, to value. This is actually the desired result. What do we want? Actually, at least, remember they say that we need at least 70. So we shall come and put the 70. Then, by changing the cell, that means that this one is going to be the cell where the GoalSeek will place the answer. And it will be this one that is empty. So we click here, then we come and select our cell, which is B6. Then actually we click OK and give Excel time to calculate the answer that we need. So it will calculate the answer. So it will look through, then gets the answer. And they're telling us that we need exactly 90 for us to pass the final mark. We shall need 90 for us to be able to get a pass or to pass the class. So that is how we can actually use the goal seek or the what if analysis. That means that you can be having the result, then you have something, let's say you need, so you can use them to find what you actually don't know. So now we have an example 2 here, and it is all about the party budget. So let's say that you are planning an event and you want to invite as many people as you can without exceeding a budget of, let's say, $500. So that means that we have our budget fixed as $500. So we can use the goal seek to figure out how many people to invite. Remember, we have the reservation fee, we have the price per person, we have the number of guests. Then we want to know the number of guests actually we can get or we can invite to our party such that we don't exceed the budget that we are having. Are we together? So in our example below, we are going to say that cell B4 contains the formula that is B1 plus B2, then multiplied by B3 to calculate the total cost of a room reservation plus the cost per person. That means that here we shall come and calculate our answer here. So it is going to be equals, this is the B1 plus the B2, then times the one that we don't know, which is the number of what? The number of guests. Then we press enter. So we now have our budget as $230. Are we together? So we want to know the number of guests that we can invite such that we don't exceed the budget that we are having. So we are going to use the goal seek. We shall come and select where we have our formula. We come already to the data as we did in the first example. We come to the what if analysis, then we pick the goal seek. So now the value has already been selected. Now we come to the value here. Remember, we don't want to exceed the 500. So we shall write that value here. Then by changing cell, that means that where do we want the goal seek to place the value? So we shall click here, then select where it can put the value. Then we can say OK and give it time to calculate the value. So now it has actually calculated this and given us 18.62. So the result will appear in the specified cell. And in our example, the goal seek calculated the answer to be approximately 18.6. And in this case, our final answer needs to be a whole number because we don't have people in points. So we will need to round the answer up or down. Because rounding up would cause our, let's say, us to exceed our budget. So that means that we shall round down such that we get an answer as 18. So remember, when you're using as you use the goal seek and you get points, when you need whole numbers, you need to round either up or down, such that if at all you're having a budget, you don't either exceed that budget. So in our case here, we are going to round down such that we don't exceed the budget that we are having. Are we together? So that is actually how we can use the goal seek. So we have another one. Let's say okay and continue with the third history class, and we are having an assignment. We have the grades. We need this mark, so we want to see the final. So we have the final and we want to see the mark that we need. So we shall say equals again average. So then we come and select all of them. That is it. Then we press enter. So we need to know the value or the value that we are supposed to obtain for test 3 for us to be able to get the final mark as either 90 or 87.5. Are we together? So we shall come and say select the value where we have our formula. Then we come to the what if analysis. We come and say goal seek. Then already it has been selected as that one. Then we don't want to. Of course, we want the other one as 90. Then we come and say where we want to place our value. then we can calculate that. So you give it time to calculate, and it gives you the answer of the marks that you actually need for you to be able to pass. And it has actually given us the answer. So it's been Henry the Computer Guy, and if you're new to my channel, please help me and click the subscription button. And if you have those people who actually need my content, you can help me to actually share the link to them, and they also have a chance to look at this work. Bye bye, I sign out.